Good evening, watching the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed received His Excellency the Chairman of the Arab Parliament. The Arab Parliament adopts in Muscat the Arab Environment Protection Document. The 6th edition of Oman Energy Forum calls for implementing strategies of energy transitions in the Sultanate. And around 111 million Omani Riyals are saved in projects through tenders since 2011. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Mohammed Walid Abdulaziz of Mauritania on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Elir Meta of Albania on his country's National Day. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received His Excellency Dr. Mish'al bin Faham Al Silmi, Chairman of the Arab Parliament, who is presiding over the declaration of the Arab Document on Protection and Development of Environment. The delegation had conveyed the regards of Arab Parliament members and their good wishes for health, prosperity to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the government and the people of Oman. His Highness affirmed that the Sultanate, under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan, places a great care to the protection of national resources both at the local and international levels, and supports all efforts to preserve the environment. Since 1989, an international award under the name UNESCO Sultan Qaboos Prize for Environmental Protection or Preservation has been awarded to individuals, organizations and institutions that have contributed to environmental conservation. His Highness also stressed on the importance of this document, which was deliberated at the Arab Parliament meeting in the Sultanate, which aims at raising awareness and safeguarding environmental diversity in the best interest of all humankind. His Excellency, the Chairman of the Arab Parliament, on the accompanying the delegation, expressed their appreciation and for the international community to the wise policy adopted the Sultanate at the internal and external levels for leading the role of His Majesty to support unified Arab efforts and to pronounce to amity and friendship among nations. He also applauded Oman's experience in building an institution-based country that promotes the rule of law and comprehensive development that provides decent life for all Omanis. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mandari, Chairman of the State Council, and His Excellency Mohammed bin Salim Al-Tobi, Minister of Environment and Climate Affairs. His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, the Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, also received the heads of a delegation participating in the Arab Organization for Administrative Development's 18th Summit, which was held in coordination with Ministry of Civil Services under the theme, "The Role of the Arab Governments in Realizing the Sustainable Development Goals 2030, which is currently hosted in Oman. After welcoming the delegation, His Highness showcased the Omani experience under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan Qaboos, as the government gives utmost priority to achieve the social, economical and environmental elements in the sustainable goals by implementing policies and programs that target continuous development of administrative systems and laws and supports the gradual transitions of the government. His Highness also discussed with the heads of the delegations matters of mutual concern like knowledge-based economy entrepreneurship, and the importance of optimal management of human resources. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service. The Arab document for the environment protection and development was promulgated at Council of Oman in Al Bustan in Muscat today. The document provides for integrating balance between environment protection and the needs for development by ensuring balance between the social, economic, natural resources preservation and environmental elements. The ceremony was for promulgation of the document was held under the patronage of His Excellency Mohammed bin Salim Al Tobi, Minister of Environment and Climate Affairs. He said that the Sultan sought to integrate this balance since the beginning of the Renaissance. He also pointed out that environment considerations are integrated in the planning and implementation of the development projects. Promulgating the Arab document for environment protection and development embodies the Sultan's interest in environment preservation and protection. The Sultan has a good experience in drafting environmental laws, policies, and programs. The Sultan is among the top 10 countries in the world in terms of being interested in environment. It's also the first Arab country to allocate awards for environment protection, namely the Sultan Qaboos Award for environment preservation. His Excellency Dr. Mish'al bin Fahim Al-Sulmi, Chairman of the Arab Parliament, expressed his thanks and appreciation to the Sultan for hosting the ceremony for the launching of the Arab Environment Protection document. That came during his meeting with His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Mandri, Chairman of the State Council. During the meeting, His Excellency, the Chairman of the Arab Parliament, praised the Sultan's support for the Arab Parliament and the Council of Oman's active participation in the activities of the Parliament. From his side, the Chairman of the State Council hailed Arab Parliament's role in serving Arab issues. Shura Council office reviewed in its meeting today the Council of Ministers' response on its proposal for the Ministerial Data Program. That came during the 4th annual round in which Shura Council will host a number of the Excellencies, the Ministers. The office also reviewed the Council of Ministers' response with regard to Shura Council's study on the private investments in the health sector, as well as topics related to establishing a government center specialized for physiotherapy and rehabilitation. The members of the Shura Council office also followed up with queries submitted to His Excellency the Minister of Manpower with regard to companies that the Ministry of Manpower entered into agreement to provide College of Technologies administrative and teaching staff. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Mauli, Chairman of the Shura Council. Implementing strategies of energy transitions in the Sultanate topped discussions of the 6th edition of Oman Energy Forum. Around 200 officials at the energy industry sector in the Sultanate took part in the event. The forum discussed enhancing the in-country value, which would help in achieving economic and social development sustainability, as well as discussing the clear challenges and opportunities at the energy sector and value related to the fuel types. It's worth mentioning that Oman Energy Forum comes to review the application of strategies and recommendations within the main energy plan in the Future Vision 2040, which will include a number of investments in new fields of renewable energy. More than 111 million Omani Riyals is the value of financial reserves from tenders awarded since 2011, which reached around 7,774 billion Omani riyals. His Excellency Dr. Rashid bin Al-Safi Al-Hreibi, chairman of the tender board, in a statement to Oman News Agency, stated that around 47.6 million Omani riyals was saved in 3 vital projects during last 3 years. He as well added that the main vital projects that the board floated tenders for are the second phase at Daba Lima Road project in the Wilayat al-Khasab, adding 2 more lands to a Rusail Nizwa dual carriageway, and the 7th package of Al-Batna Expressway. With the aim to strengthening the existing business relationship between the Sultanate and France, 4 leading French companies announced the creation of the French Business Syndicate with the goal of assessing various investment possibilities in each of their respective field of activity, as well as the possibility to cooperate to bring higher value propositions within the guidelines defined by the Special Economic Zone Authority of Duqm and Ithra. In particular, the French syndicate showed interest in a global approach to cement factory ecosystems and related facilities, transportation ecosystem facilities, solar power generation plants, production of alternative fuel. The event, organized under the patronage of His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al-Jabri, says the chairman, and His Excellency Renaud Salins, French ambassador to the Sultanate. His Excellency says the chairman said the agreement reached by the 4 companies to study investment opportunities in the zone is in line with the aspirations of the authority to diversify investments of the economic zone. A mutual statement on establishing diplomatic relations between the government of the Sultanate and the government of San Marino was made at the Sultan's permanent mission to the United Nations headquarters in New York. It came in recognition of the Sultan's vision on the importance of building cooperation and friendship relations with different countries of the world based on exchanging mutual interest and cooperation in various areas. The statement was signed on behalf of the Sultan's government by His Excellency Sheikh Khalifa bin Ali Al-Harthi, Sultan's permanent representative to the United Nations. Still to come, our news bulletin. Ghana's government has signed a multi-billion-dollar deal with China for bauxite mining in the Etewa Range Forest Reserve, where some of the world's most critical endangered animals are living. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Sultan's embassy in Kuwait held a reception ceremony, celebrated the 48th Glorious National Day, led by His Excellency Dr. Adnan bin Ahmed Al-Ansari, Sultan's accredited ambassador to Kuwait. The ceremony was attended by a number of senior officials and personalities, in addition to members of the diplomatic corps of sisterly and friendly countries, as well as government officials. Attendees at the celebration praised the good relations binding the 2 countries, cemented by the wise policy of His Majesty the Sultan Qaboos. It included various activities, presentations and documentaries that highlight the glorious occasion. Rejoicing the 48th Glorious National Day, the Sultan's embassy in Morocco hosted a reception ceremony where His Excellency Abdullah bin Ubaid Al Hinai, Sultan's ambassador to Morocco, received the guests to celebrate this glorious day. It was attended by a number of ministers, civil officials, media men and other personalities in Morocco. The ceremony included various activities to stress on deep-rooted relations between the two countries. The Sultan's Embassy in Austria also held a reception ceremony which was hosted by His Excellency Dr. Badr Mohammed Al-Hinai, Sultan's Ambassador to Austria, who welcomed representatives of the Austrian government, members of the diplomatic missions and media men. The ceremony included presentations and documentaries which depicted the Sultan's civilization under His Majesty's reign. The attendees praised the good relations between the two countries and stressed on the significance of the developments witnessed by Oman under the wise leadership of His Majesty. The Wilaya of Thor in the Governorate of South Sharqiya celebrated the 48th Glorious National Day. More than 200 male and female students took part in a number of tableaux of the festival that express the love and loyalty to the leader of the country, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. The tableaux also highlighted the modern renaissance of Oman and the joy over the achievements made in the country, while various Oman traditional arts was staged during the festival. The festival was attended by honorable members of the State Council, members of the Shura Council, the Governor of South Sharqiya, walis, sheikhs, dignitaries and citizens. On this occasion, in the Governorate of Al-Wusta, His Excellency Sheikh Ahmed bin Salim Al-Mahrouqi, Wali of Duqm, hosted a reception ceremony where the citizens hailed the accomplishments carried out in each part of this dear country, renewing their allegiance and gratitude to His Majesty the Sultan. The celebrations included artistic performances by a group of children in addition to poetic sessions. The event came to embody meanings of allegiance and loyalty to the beloved leader and the country. The event witnessed a huge participation from members of the society. During the celebrations, the participants expressed sincere greetings and wishes on this glorious occasion, asking the Almighty to return such happy occasions on His Majesty with good health and to Oman and his nation with permanent welfare. Rejoicing the 48th Glorious National Day, citizens of the Wilaya of Madha in the Governorate of Musandam organized a ceremony which witnessed a wide participation from members of the community, expressing sincere greetings and wishes on this glorious occasion, asking Almighty to return such happy occasions on His Majesty with health and to Oman and his nation with permanent welfare. The celebration was accompanied by various activities, including an exhibition for productive families, poetic sessions, and some traditional dances performed by the youth. The celebrations was presided over by His Excellency Sayyid Khalifa bin Al-Madras Al-Busaidi, Governor of Musandam. On other news, it's been described as one of the best places for biodiversity on the planet, but there are fears. The Atewa Range Forest Reserve in Ghana is under threat because of what's under the soil is bauxite. We have more details on the following reports.
The Atewa Range Forest Reserve is home to some of the world's most critically endangered animals. But under the ground are also large reserves of bauxite, the mineral that makes the earth red and which is a key ingredient in making aluminium. Ghana's government has signed a multi-billion-dollar deal with China to allow them to mine bauxite in exchange for vital infrastructure projects. The land around the reserve has previously been affected by illegal gold mining.
We are going in for big trouble because the way bauxite mining is done is not like gold, where you can take out the sand, put it somewhere, and then fill it back. You're actually taking away the whole soil, and with it you have to clear the forest to be able to get to that.
Environmentalists say any pollution of the 3 rivers that have their source in the forest could affect millions of people downstream, including in the capital, Accra.
Being a national park and then establishing tourism activities here would help us better than the bauxite mines.
Aluminium ore prospectors first came to the area more than a decade ago. Samples from their drilling have been abandoned. Some say investors pulled out because mining would have been too controversial. Others say it's needed to bring about greater prosperity.
There's no job, so we want bauxite mining to come. Morally, we want it to come so that our people get a job to do.
Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo is from the main town of Kiebi, on the eastern slopes of the forest. He's promoting rural development, but there's a growing campaign to stop him achieving it at the expense of the environment he's vowed to protect.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultan, clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the governorates of Sandam. Parts of the North Baltna and Brahmi, the rest of the Sultan will have clear skies with chances of rains over Hajar Mountains late at night and early morning. Winds will be easterly to southeasterly light to moderate and seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. This is the Sultan of Oman television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed receives His Excellency the Chairman of the Arab Parliament. The Arab Parliament adopts in Muscat the Arab Environment Protection Document. The 6th edition of Oman Energy Forum calls for the implementing strategies of energy transitions in the Sultans. And around 111 million Oman Riyals are saved in projects through tenders since 2011. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, good night.